Okay, it's always a mad scramble, and I literally cannot believe that I made it for live because I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Welcome to the Kellie Kitchen. I don't even know what week this is. We're no longer in quarantine cooking. This is just life. You can find all of these recipes that we're going to be making tonight on my website at thekelliekitchen.com. Say hello. Tell me where you're coming from. Hi, Erin. Hi, Kathy. Oh, two Kathys. Let me know where you're coming. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching this on replay, put replay down below. And I'd love to see where you're from and what you're into. And if you have any questions or have any comments or anything, let me know in the comments or find me via email or whatever. We have a lot of green things tonight. We are going to be making jalapeno poppers. It's just a staple in our house now. And I actually do a double batch so that I can keep them for leftovers and have them for lunch the next day. We're also going to be making just classic chaffles. And I put a recipe up that's more than just 2 chaffles. So it's a batch of 6 chaffles. So if you're having, dinner with your family, everybody can get a chaffle and you don't have to do all that math in your head. So just classic chaffle recipe. I changed it up a little bit and I have a couple of tricks so that they're easier to pull out of the waffle maker. And then St. Patrick's Day is upon us and we are going to make one of my newest desserts, which is a chocolate mint cheesecake cup. It's no bake and it's super easy and it's really fun and festive just for the holiday. I think I see Atsuko from Japan. Great to see you. And everybody's kind of checking in now. So why don't we get started? I have got my oven going at 400 degrees and I've already got my jalapenos completely prepped. I like to slice them in half and keep the stem on. It holds the actual pepper together so that they don't go splat on your thing. You don't have to put tinfoil down. I just do that for ease of cleanup. And so those are ready to go in my thing here. Again, the recipe is on the website. I doubled or tripled this recipe just because I'm making so many. So I have cream cheese and cheddar cheese in here. I'm going to start mashing that together. You could use a hand mixer if you want to, but this comes together very, very quickly. I am going to add scallions or green onions. I'll chop those. Those are all nicely chopped. I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic. Put that already in there. And then I like to use pre-cooked bacon sometimes. Some people like to wrap their jalapeno poppers. It's just more work for me, I feel. So I just chop up the bacon. This is even pre-cooked. I'll, make a batch of bacon and keep it in my fridge, or this is the pre-cooked kind. And I'm just going to pop that right in there too. And we will just mash all of this together. Make sure that everybody can see everything that's going on here. So a little surprise, we have a guest coming to visit the Kellie Kitchen in 2 weeks. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put her so that she can participate. And we might start having guests more often. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if we can get her actually on camera. But this is one of my other fellow health coaches, and she's going to be up in my neck of the woods on a Monday night. So she's gonna come and visit. Super, super windy and cold here in Southern California. I know that sounds sort of ridiculous to people from all over, like that are in Denver or, that just really suffered through the whole Texas thing. But for us, it's really cold. And so we're getting through it, but I have been utilizing a lot of the soups that I have in my freezer. So, kitty cats, this is what your mashed cheese, scallion, garlic, and bacon mixture looks like. Hi, Bernie. Hi, Connie. So good to see everybody. So we have that all mashed. This is sort of the busy work of this, and we'll just do this while on camera. But you're going to just take just a spoonful and you'll just mash in. I do not like to overfill these because when they bake, I don't want them oozing all over the tray. So I like to just do an even spoonful right in the middle there, and I mash it in so that it gets in all the crevices. So somebody asked me like why I don't wrap the bacon around this. It's just another thing for me to have to slice the bacon in smaller slices. If I just chop it up, you still get the flavor and it all goes into your actual jalapeno. So I prefer to do it that way. I think it looks pretty if you want to wrap it. You know, it's kind of like a nice appetizer if you're having company over. But you know, do what works for you. So I had something kind of fun happen. I created, you guys may have seen, a new cookie. It's called Keto Magic Cookie, and it's based on just a 7-layer bar or a magic bar, but there's no cookie base. So it's just the coconut and all of the, you know, the nuts and the white chocolate chips and the semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I posted it on a couple of websites or into some groups. And surprisingly enough, I had a woman contact me and she had me make 7 or 8 batches of those cookies. I won't be doing that anymore. I did have them for sale for a nanosecond, but I don't know if you can't see here, but I have 3 batches made there and I have 7 batches that are in the refrigerator. So we're done with the magic cookies for now. They are fabulous. The recipe is on the website. It's the best cookie I've ever made. It's called Keto Magic, and it's super, super easy, like I think most of the stuff is that I've got on the website. So the recipe that I call out on the website only calls for, you know, probably like half of what I'm doing here. I always double or triple the recipe because these are just great as leftovers. You can heat them up, you can eat them cold. They travel pretty well in a Ziploc bag, and they bake up pretty quickly, and everybody really likes them. If you can't handle the spice or the heat, you can use sweet peppers, just those little cute little red, yellow, and orange sweet peppers. You can reduce the heat in these by getting as much of the seeds out as possible. So I had another exciting thing happen to me. Tell you about sort of a little keto news. I don't know if you guys have seen, there is a keto corn tortilla. It's called Mr. Tortilla. And I haven't actually tried it yet, but they reached out to me. They're sending me some samples, and hopefully they will be delicious. And they're only 1 carb per tortilla, and I think it's for a nice size tortilla. And hopefully I'll be able to get you guys a discount code on those. And I think that they'll probably be a pretty good option for us. So we shall see. I'm almost done here. I know this is kind of a pain in the neck, and I'm going to wash my hands really, really well because I don't want any of my jalapeno fingers getting onto my chocolate mint cups, my chocolate mint cheesecake cups, because that would be yucky. Anyways, that was that. I was up in Santa Barbara this past weekend, and that was a nice little getaway. Just kind of stayed to ourselves, but it was nice to get a different change of scenery. And I got 2 more. Doing very well here. I have a little bit extra of this cheese mixture, so I'm going to see if I can add some without going overboard to some of these ones that are left on here. If not, it's okay. I can use this as a spread on a cracker, or I can use it in some scrambled eggs tomorrow. And there we go. Okay, so here are our jalapeno poppers. No need to wrap them in bacon because you already got the bacon in there. And we're going to put these in the oven for like 15 minutes, and then we'll check them and we'll see how they are doing. I'm going to give my hands, this is 15 minutes in here, give my hands a nice wash. And we're going to get started on the chaffles. Not that the chaffles take so long to make, but when you're making 6, they're about 4 minutes each to make. So, hands are clean. Get this out of the way. And we'll move this out of the way. So, where's my chaffle stuff? Here's my chaffle stuff. So here's a kind of an interesting thing that I do with chaffle. So normal basic chaffle recipe is just mozzarella cheese, egg, and a little bit of almond flour. That's how I've always made it. But I always kind of had a little bit of a sticky situation. And so I was playing around a little bit with my cheeses and with my waffle makers. And I found that if I added a little bit of cheddar cheese, it actually helped. I also found that when you spray the waffle maker each time, who knew? That actually helps too. And so we are going to do that. Okay, so I have 2 mini dashes. They're $10 each. You know, people are like, I don't want another gadget in my kitchen, but I'm telling you, we use the chaffle, the little mini dash maker all the time. So I have one here and I have one over there because I have very little counter space and very little plugs. So as soon as I get this started, I'm going to get busy with my chocolate cheesecake cups. So that's why I need the extra space over there. So in my bowl here, I have 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese, 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, 3 tablespoons of almond flour. We're going to do 2 eggs and then a little bit of garlic powder. Now, if you wanted to do a sweet version, you omit the garlic powder and you can put a little bit of sweetener in, or you can put some cinnamon in. But these are so versatile. If you wanted to add jalapenos, if you wanted to add chopped salami or pepperoni. Who said hi to me? Oh, it's Vic. Vic, we're suffering over here with all this keto food. It's Vic and I have a really funny, well, Vic has a funny thing, and I just think he's hysterical about it because, you know, everybody says, oh, keto, we have to give up so much, and it's so much suffering, but I don't know. I don't feel like this is any sort of suffering. I eat the most amazing food, and I never feel deprived. And Vic is a testament to that. He makes beautiful food too. So we're just going to give this a quick mix. The thing that sometimes people say, oh, chaffles might be like a little bit eggy. This chaffle mix has 1 fewer egg than it normally would. So it's just used as a binder. So you really have very, very little egg going on here. It just covers the cheese. And the almond flour is also a binder in there. If you are allergic to almond flour, then you can probably try and do a little bit of coconut flour, just a little bit, and you can even try omitting it. So here is my chaffle mix. I'm going to make 6 chaffles, one here, one over here, and you just kind of have to eyeball what I like. Cannot forget this part. I like to do just a little bit of spray so that you just ensure that your chaffle is not going to stick. You just go boom, 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 boom. And then I'll do this one over here. And then these are going to be do you see this? Like a big heaping spoonful. You put it right there in the middle, and you kind of press it towards the edges. And then you just let it drop. You don't have to push it down hard or squeeze it or whatever. It will melt on its own. So we'll do this one over here. And those are good. I'm going to watch the clock for 3 minutes. So we'll move that over to this side, and we are going to get started with our cheesecake cups. I'll move this here so you guys can see. So I've always wanted to make a mint cheesecake something, but I never really wanted to deal with the green food dye. And I found some all-natural food dye, and it's optional. It's just for fun. You don't have to do it, but I was really pleasantly surprised to find some all-natural food dye. So we're going to use that when it is time. Okay, so in my bowl, I am going to do a block of cream cheese, a cup of heavy cream. This recipe, by the way, is based on my strawberry cheesecake cups. My strawberry cheesecake cups are no bake. They are super easy. You can substitute any berries you want. They have no crust in them. They're just the cream cheese mixture and the the strawberries on top, or the berries, whatever berries you want to do. So that's what this recipe is based on. So I've got my block of cream cheese, and we are going to use allulose. We're going to use allulose in this recipe because when we put this in the refrigerator and when this cools, lots of sweeteners tend to become crunchy. They recrystallize. So when you use allulose, it tends not to do that. So we're going to use a quarter of a cup of allulose. It's almost like a fine powder. So we'll put that in there. And we're going to get this sort of cream together before we add we're going to get the cheese and the sweetener mixed together a little bit. And then we will add the heavy cream in here. There we go. That's a cup of heavy cream. Oh, and it's going to get messy here. There we go. So this is sort of a base, and you can pretty much add any flavors to this. So we're going to add some mint extract, some peppermint extract, and some green food dye. And because I'm trying to pay attention to our chaffles and we don't burn them, we've been at 3 minutes. Ah, perfect! So I'm going to pull this one out. You can't see it yet, but I'm going to show you. And this one, perfect. So here are Mama and Papa. What I didn't tell you and what I'm not showing you on camera tonight is that we're actually having cheeseburgers. So the cheeseburger patties I'm going to make, and I'm going to add some avocado and some tomato and some onion, and this will be our cheeseburger bun. But right now, there's our first two truffles. I'm going to do a quick spray again. 1 and 2. And get my cheese truffle mix. And the hamburgers that I'm going to make are super simple. It's just ground beef with a bunch of season, just some salt, pepper, seasoning in it. And I'll make 4 patties, and we'll have each one tonight, and then we'll have them for lunch tomorrow. Okay, 3 more minutes for our chocolates. Let's get back to our mint cheesecake cup. I'm just going to start getting nice and stiff. We'll just keep this going here for 1 second. It's time for me to add. We are going to add 2 teaspoons of peppermint extract. Wait, let me just check my recipe here. Yes. 2 teaspoons of peppermint extract. You can taste it after 1 and see if it's enough. And you're going to add 10 drops of stevia. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but allulose is not as sweet as erythritol and as stevia. So you need to have something to complement it. Taste it. It's about 70% as sweet as real sugar. So we're going to add 10 drops of our stevia. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to add 10 drops of our green food dye. So here's our green food dye. And again, this is an optional thing. It's just sort of a fun thing. And because it's all natural, I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, so there's our 10 drops of that. And oh, look at how pretty green that is. That's so fun. So this is the filling. We're also going to make a chocolate cookie crumble, and that's going to go on it's going to go in layers. So if you guys can see, this is really starting to firm up a little bit. Perfecto. See how easy that is? Now, these stay in the fridge for at least a couple of days. So you can even make this a little bit in advance. Okay, so it's been another 3 minutes. Time to take our next set of chopples out of, where's my, there's my fork. And perfect. So I've seen people have problems with their chopples stick every time. I'm telling you, if you use a little bit of spray and you add a little bit of cheddar cheese, that always helps with it to not stick as much. So we'll take this choffle out of here. And again, as soon as they come out, I can't pick this up because it's a little, well, they're a little bit flimsy, but when you let them sit on your plate, they automatically get crunchy. And I love that about these choffles. Okay, last few choffles. I probably could have made them a little bit bigger. There we go. These last 2 choffles are going to be a little bit big. You can make these and keep them in the fridge and reheat them later. Put my spray on. Boom, boom. We'll put the last of the chocolate mixture on here. There we go. That's done. And you're going to count 3 more minutes. Our mint cheesecake chaffle, I'm sorry, not chaffle, mint cheesecake cup. This is the filling, is ready to get spooned into our cute little cups. Now, because these are, we're not going to be eating these, I'm going to be giving these away. I'm putting them in just cute little Dixie cups. And I will use 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now we're going to make the cookie crumble. And the cookie crumble is a mix of almond flour, cocoa powder, sweetener, and we're going to add some butter to it as well. Again, the recipe is on the website, thekellykitchen.com. And if you have any questions, certainly just give me a holler. Ah, hot. Okay, we'll get these out of the way here for a second. So I've got 1/4 cup of butter in here, and we're going to mix that in with, we're going to fluff it with a fork, and this is going to get nice and crumbly, like almost like an Oreo. Oh, by the way, next week we're making Oreo chaffles. I'm on a tear for chaffles. Actually, maybe we'll make the keto magic cookies. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. Do you hear that? That is our jalapeno poppers. Okay, taking a break on this. We'll put this off to the side just for a second. And let's check our jalapeno poppers. Okay, they're doing well. They need a little bit more time. I mistakenly didn't have the heat all the way up. Shh. Sorry. Okay, so here we are. We're going to make our chocolate cookie crumble, and it's going to seem really sort of dry, but just keep working the butter into the crumble. You just keep working it, and I promise it'll form to almost look like Oreo crumble. And what did I tell you? Right? Look at how fun this is. Just like Oreo crumble. Okay, so we're going to do equal amounts in each one of our little cups here, but we're going to save half for the top layer. Okay, here we go. So we'll just do a little spoonful in the bottom. Get enough down there. And you could probably even put some mint extract in the cookie crust in the bottom if you wanted to. And let's see, just a little bit more. Okay. So that is the bottom layer. For my cute little pictures, I put this in a pastry bag, and I kind of made it look super, super fancy. But you don't have to do that. You can just use a spoon and just gently place your mint mixture in there equally between the 6 cups. If you want to be super fancy, you can put it into a pastry bag. But I'll teach you a little trick that I do after I get all this in here. I can smell the mint off of this. It's so great. So we're going to chill these for about at least half an hour. But, you know, again, they'll stay in the fridge for up to a few days. So if you want to make them in advance. Also, if you would like to top these with whipped cream, you can do that as well. Okay, so here is my little trick. But first, let me check on my chaffles. Oh, perfect! Oh my God, this is so exciting. Yay! There, my friends, are my perfect chaffles. take this one out. I'm sorry this is not on camera, but I don't have enough plugs over there. Okay. There, my friends, are our basic chaffles. Our basic chaffles. They have a nice crunch to them, and we're going to serve these with our cheeseburgers tonight. So I'll just make some really simple hamburger patties with some seasoning in them. I'll put them in the skillet, flip them over a couple of times, put a piece of cheese on it, and that's our dinner. So we're having cheeseburgers for dinner, and those are our chaffles. I wanted to make note that one of the little tricks I learned about my chaffle is that you have to put it, or your waffle maker, put it on top of a plate because it gets very, very messy. Even if you put a paper towel under, that will help a little bit, but really you should put something under so it catches all the stuff underneath. Okay, so here's our chocolate mint cups. And I told you I had a little trick. So what I like to do is I just like to tap them down to get the cheesecake to settle. And then I'm going to take the other half of our chocolate cookie crumble, and I'm just going to sprinkle right on top. I went a little overboard with that one. The cookie crumble actually I think is probably makes it. It's a good layer. You could also use this cookie crumble as like dirt and make some gummy worms. That's kind of a fun thing to do. And again, you can top this with a little bit of whipped cream. You can put a sprig of mint on top. And there, let's show you this one. So there is our chocolate mint cheesecake cup. So every bite you'll have a little bit of cheesecake and a little bit of the cookie crumble. So those are kind of fun. And if you don't want them to be mint, you can completely omit the mint, and then they're just like a chocolate cheesecake, right? So no bake, super easy. And if you live near me and you want to try these, please let me know, because all 6 of these need to go to someone else's home. I've had enough of them, and we love them, but we've moved on to a new dessert. So let's check on our jalapeno poppers, because those should be just about done. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to do those on broil for 1 to 2 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm just going to see if I can show you something. I don't have anything to show you. Let's see if I have any questions. Did you guys want to know anything? Oh, Rhonda, thanks for keeping an eye on me. So Lisa asked about, it's not a personal question, and I'm happy to share my experience with diverticulitis. So if you don't know this, you guys, most of my life struggled with roller coaster dieting and weight, and always was on the next diet and trying to lose the 20 to 40 pounds. And then about, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago, I went to nutrition school because I was going to learn what I was supposed to be eating. And that really didn't help me very much. Fast forward to a few years ago, about 5 years ago, I had recurring diverticulitis. And diverticulitis is an infection in your gut, and it's not a lot of fun. And nobody could really tell me what to eat and what not to eat. I just knew it was a tremendous amount of inflammation. And that's how I came across keto and low carb and intermittent fasting. And it really just changed my life. So Lisa, if you have more specific questions about that, send me a private message, a direct message. I'm happy to talk more about it. It was a life-changing, very, very tough time in my life, and I made it through, and this way of eating has saved me and effortlessly being able to maintain weight loss and stuff like that. So, feel free to, ask questions. So Amy wants to know if we can make Oreo chaffles. We're going to make Oreo chaffles next week. That's what we're going to do. We will make those. Oh, yay! Our jalapeno poppers look gorgeous. There, my friends, jalapeno poppers stuffed with bacon and cheese. And we're going to let those cool over here. And I am done for the evening. If there's any other questions, shoot me a private message. We're going to make chocolate Oreo chaffles next week. I promise. That'll be fun. And if there's anything else you guys want to make, let me know. If you have any questions, you can find all the recipes at thekellykitchen.com, thekellykitchen.com with an IE. And I would be remiss if I didn't give you a kick and a jump or something, because Peter always loves when I do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.